Hello and welcome to the demo for Legends of Dragaea Idle Dungeons. This game it's very much what it sounds like. It's a game about, idle stuff. Oh, that's right. There's no options to adjust the sound. I don't think it's too loud. I think it'll be fine. Anyway, I've played it for a bit more than 2 hours and 54 minutes. I've played it for closer to 4 hours. Um, but I didn't save it for the first one. I didn't kind of start it over for some weird, wacky reason. Anyway, I still have not finished this quest because nobody uses a lance. I should probably change that. Anyway, let me get started here, and let me just start off by saying this is an exceptional title. Let's turn the music off for now. I do like the music, but I'm gonna turn it off during the kind of overview screen. I'll turn it back on when it's a little bit less loud. But anyway, so at its core, it is a game about having a group of adventurers that you send into dungeons and kill things and then get some cash and everything. And as it says, it is an idle game, so you can go make sandwiches or make dinner. I made some very delicious Swedish meatballs last night while I was letting this run in the background, and I watched a movie while this played in the background, and that's why I have 200 or 21,369 little tiny doctors. Now that's actually not what it is, but I could look at it that way. Anyway, so we have a tavern where we can go in here and we can find some additional characters to recruit. You only have to pay once, which is pretty awesome. And I do wish it was a little bit more clear as to what everybody does. Because looking at this, I mean, I know this person potentially has a skill using a spear. That's good news because I need somebody with a spear. So, I'm just going to go ahead and take this. We'll take that person. They're expensive, but whatever. We'll be fine. But anyway, you would look at these guys and you could see like kind of what they do, but it doesn't have a whole lot of clear indication on what it is, which is a little bit problematic, I think, when you're trying to recruit the characters. Um, as you play your highest party member, kind of adjusts or determines what the levels of these characters are going to be. That is fine, but at the same time, it makes it slightly awkward to take some of the very first people you recruit because they will be so far underleveled in comparison to anyone you could recruit that it doesn't necessarily feel like it's important to even recruit them. You have a storehouse where you have all of your items that you collect during your runs. I do wish there was an option to sort these into something that was a little bit easier so I could be like, well, I just want to look at my armor, or I just want to look at weapons or utility items or whatever. I mean, there's no option to sort this in a way that would be beneficial towards kind of speeding up, looking at what I have. I'm hopefully that's something that will change over time, but we'll certainly see. So as I was saying, like here's my characters that I have in the party. This level 8 and level 17 character, they've been with me for a while. The problem is they're leveling up very, very slow. And part of that is because kind of like what I have equipped on them or, like where they are in the, um, you know, attacking scale. But it's certainly something that feels a little askew. Just considering that the characters you take may not actually level up very far, just because your character might be vastly outnumbered. So it's hard to build a initial relationship with the very first characters you take because they just may not stick around. Um, you can edit your faces uh, of your, you can change your race when you first start. You can also pick some very specific and humorous custom faces. You can draw your own. This is one that I did not draw. But you can draw your own face. There's some instructions here. I think that's super cool. And you don't have to draw; you can always just get it. But I really like this aspect because it gives you a little personalization for your characters if you wanted to. Uh, I like this face. I'm going to use it. These are all your skills and your stats, and these will go up as you play. And every time you level up 5 of your skills or stats, well, not stats, but every time you level up at least 5 of your skills, you will level up, but you also level up over time. And you level these things up by using them, which is pretty simple. Just create things, and there you go. So if I wanted to change the equipment for my character, I can do that as well, which is nice. But again, this is like where it comes into play that it would be nice to sort this by specific items. Because I would like to I want to maybe replace my armor or maybe my shield. But I have to go through manually and look at everything to try to find something that is actually what I'm looking for. So it's definitely something that I feel could be done a little bit better, just to kind of speed up this process in finding whatever I want to um, have equipped. All right, I'm gonna equip this one, and yeah. Well, let's look at these other characters that I just got because they don't have full equipment loadouts. They will start with whatever gear that comes from um, whatever they may have at the start of being recruited, and some of the stuff they have is pretty decent, but I find it's important to kind of go through and upgrade what your guys are wearing. Otherwise, you're going to be in a potential situation where they are not really uh, equipped properly, depending on what level of combat you are going into. And you get the traditional green, blue, orange, purple that signifies whether or not something is a higher tier than other things. So pretty simple to figure out. Like it's something that I think is done quite well. I can't use that shield. And we have life steal. We'll do life regen. Then we'll go into the shopkeeping, kind of show that off a little bit. Then we will, I guess, kind of head into actually showing off a dungeon. But there's not a huge amount of stuff I think to like really show off uh, at this time. Uh, but there's plenty of content to kind of keep you entertained for a while. It's very easy to kind of pick this back up and jump into it. I think so. And just think about how much faster this would be if I could just very quickly sort through everything. Anyway, all right, so that's good. Um, oh yeah, we also have our abilities, which we can use as you level up. Essentially, you will get very specific skills um, that you can use. Essentially, and in red magic, the more you use these skills, the better you will get at them. I find it pretty useful to kind of continue changing things up to really essentially just choose something that is going to make it a bit easier for your characters to do some really uh, positive damage, I guess. might not be the word that I'm looking for, but it does quite a bit. Anyway, and then we have the shopping district where you can come in here and you can buy new weaponry and everything. You can also sell some stuff if you want. You also have some armor you can buy. There's a lot of different things here. Excuse me. And then we've got some other upgrades and in the potions, which I haven't really used too much of the potions. I haven't found them too useful. Music back on. And go to the world map. And the world map shows us we've got some castles. We have the 2 dungeons that it looks like we only have the 2 in the demo. Obviously, there will be a lot more. If you look, we've got, wherever this is, and we got Greenland, Gengar from Pokemon, Italy. It's not Italy, obviously, but, anyway, but we have the different places. So let's jump in and head in and kill some stuff. As you play, you will also get these cool options where you will be able to increase the capabilities of how much how much experience you get, how many items might drop, how many enemies you might do, and you can actually set this to up to 50 times, which might seem like overkill, but if you were going to do something else with your time and come back, you're gonna really reap the benefits of the whole idle nature of the game. I totally suggest doing that. Because I have played for a while, as you level up, this level up, it lasts specifically for this, whatever dungeon that you happen to be leveling up in. And as you level up, you are able to increase the speed in which you go through the dungeon, which is pretty useful because it means you can go through this relatively quick. I could send this here, I could go do a whole bunch of things, come back, get a ton of gold, do all kinds of cool stuff. Thoroughly, and that's the gist of the game. So at this point, I do want to point out that there is going to be an updated demo and or a prologue that will be coming in the future. And when that comes out, there will be save game progress that carries over to the actual full game. Right now, whatever you get saved in the current demo, it's not going to go anywhere. Like, it's stuck specifically for this demo, so it won't carry over, so just keep that in mind. But anyway, I mean, like, the whole experience has been a really cool vibe. You have really good music choices. Yeah, we have this atmospheric music playing in the background of the dungeon. The battle music, yeah, right now it's very, very short because I'm essentially just bulldozing my way through these enemies. But if I had to go back in time and choose like a lower level character group, you're gonna get to hear a little bit more of the music, and it's good. But as you can see, likely there's all these spells essentially are being used, or attacks are being used, and as those are being used, those skills are going up a little bit, kind of like Morrowind or Skyrim, or even Oblivion. I was going to say Starfield, but I don't want to compare this to Starfield because Starfield was trash, and this is definitely not trash. It's very good. Like, it is, I don't know, it's been very enjoyable so far. Really looking forward to the full game to kind of see how much further we're going to go, like what other kind of dungeons will be, looking at new of the monster designs, because the monster designs here are really good. We eventually, at the end of every floor, you're going to run into a dungeon boss. And the dungeon boss can range from different types of enemies. And I realized I didn't really go over the quest system. So I'll circle back to that before I kind of end the video. But really, I mean, this is the gist of it. I mean, it's an idle game. It's exactly what you would expect. And it's good. It is actually one of the better demos that I've tried this month so far. Like, it is really promising. It is quite good. I've just had a thoroughly enjoyable time with it. So anyway, back to the town, Adventurers Guild, and then we have all these different quests that we could do, except for, you gotta make sure that you look over here to just view the quest board, otherwise you're, kind of looking at a bunch of other ones. They all seem to just kind of give you Ash, which is, it's okay, it's not necessarily like the biggest, um, the biggest thing, but it's obviously you're going to see that there are going to be different quests that you will be able to do as you progress. Your adventure rank changes, and the rank seems to change based on your level, possibly the skills. Not really 100% sure, but it does a good job. Like, it's super cool. Like, I mean, I like this system. Um, I've already accepted these quests, but if I hadn't accepted these quests, you could click on it. You're going to get kind of like a backstory as to why they're asking you to do the quest, which I think is really cool. The only thing that I find as a little tiny bit of a downside is we don't really seem to have new quests. I mean, it's just once I complete these quests, there's not new quests. And obviously right now in the demo, maybe that's just fine, but I hope in the future we're able to come back through here and see more quests. Because these do help you get money. It gives you a little bit of incentive to kind of go back and repeat a dungeon or do whatever. So, anyway, that's the gist of it. That's currently what you would get if you jump into the demo today. I highly recommend it. I think you would have a fantastic time with it. It's a great game to play when you're doing other things and you just kind of want to come back and look at it. It's also something you can sit and watch and still have relatively enjoyable experiences from, because despite it being idle, there's still enough going on that you can still interact and do stuff. So anyway, long story short, I definitely recommend this. I think this is a pretty good standout title. I've been highly enjoying it thus far. Like I said, I've been playing this for about 4 hours. Whether or not there's actually 4 hours of content in the demo might be a little bit arguable. It really just depends on you and how much you want to level up and do everything. But I would say that you've got at least a minimum of 30 minutes to an hour to really kind of fully experience everything there is. So, that's that. The link is in the description. I highly encourage you to give it a try. If you like it, as always, I recommend you wishlist it. And thank you for watching.